and Sustainability Division to deliver her speech. Please welcome Ms. Anna.
Okay, very good morning, everyone. Okay, let me just share my screen first. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay. Thank you very much to the MC for the kind introduction. Very good morning, everyone. Thank you. Without further ado, so let's get the ball rolling with this thought-provoking question. Should we boycott palm oil to save the environment? I'm pretty sure there might be some of you here today thinking that it is the right thing to do. But first, allow me to take you through the other story about palm oil. The palm oil story is one story that Malaysians should be proud of. Today, 3 billion people in more than 150 countries use products that contain palm oil. Malaysia is the second largest producer of palm oil, providing livelihood to millions of Malaysia, including more than 500,000 small farmers. Its socio-economic contribution is immense. Our Felder initiative, for example, is one of the best in uplifting extreme poverty, and its success is recognized by the World Bank. The palm oil industry is heavily regulated industry under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Plantation Industries and Commodities. So key agencies under MPIC includes the Malaysian Palm Oil Board, which is the one that's entrusted to do research and development, as well as the licensing body. And then we have the Malaysian Palm Oil Certification Council, which is the council that's in charge of certification, our Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil. And then we have MPOC, or Malaysian Palm Oil Council, where I'm at. We are a promotion body that's in charge of promotion and marketing of Malaysian palm oil. So, what is the first thing that comes into your mind when we hear the word palm oil or oil palm? Is it good? Yes, of course. We cannot deny the fact that palm oil is an important source of income to our country. Among the many good things that you hear is on the versatility of palm oil, making it the perfect ingredients for a variety of food and also non-food products. Numerous studies have also found palm oil to carry many health benefits, such as antioxidant properties, anti-cancer properties, and so on. Is palm oil bad? Many of us here must have heard that palm oil is bad for your health. Palm oil is high in cholesterol, and palm oil is high in saturated fats. Palm oil is bad for the environment. Palm oil is the major cause of deforestation and many others. So the word palm oil here is always associated with negativity, and that is why some of you choose to try and eliminate palm oil from your daily life. But how and why is palm oil so popular and talked about in the first place? Palm oil is the most popular vegetable oil in the world, accounting to more than 30% of the world's supply of oils and fats. It is also the most efficient and productive vegetable oil in the world, which means palm oil occupies the smallest area while producing the most volume of oil per hectare of land. And why is palm oil considered by many to be bad? The bad reputation of palm oil comes just because they are planted in areas where rainforests are also located. Therefore, just like any other agricultural crops, there is a certain amount of deforestation or land clearing that will occur in order to plant these crops. The anti-palm oil campaign started by the West because of how palm oil has quickly taken over the oils and fats market, therefore threatening their local rapeseed and also the sunflower oil industry. The impact of the anti-palm oil campaigns can be very damaging. In Europe, for example, there is a push for policymakers to implement barriers or to further discriminate against palm oil in order to stop palm oil from entering their country. So another example here, as you can see, is the proliferation of palm oil-free labels. So these labels are placed on products to inform consumers like yourself that there is no palm oil in their products. But then it is actually considered illegal under the food law. Don't be surprised, you might even find some of these products in our local supermarket shelves. The anti-palm oil campaign it actually started just to spread misinformation, particularly on the health aspects. It started by spreading news that palm oil is unhealthy, it is full of saturated fats, which is then linked to cardiovascular diseases. And then later on in the early 2000s, environmentalists started attacking the palm oil industry, accusing it of deforestation as well as other environmental issues. So, is palm oil the biggest contributor to deforestation? So the answer here, as you can see, is no. In fact, the biggest contributor to deforestation is livestock. Livestock uses as much as 190 times more land than oil palm. So here is another study showing livestock to be the biggest culprit of deforestation. So another common perception is that palm oil is bad for the environment and it is destroying habitats of orangutans and as well as elephants. Habitat fragmentation has caused wildlife species, such as these elephants here, to encroach into human settlements and also destroying agricultural crops. So the Western NGOs love to use the orangutan as the anti-palm oil mascot to evoke emotions of the general consumers. They say that 300 soccer fields are being destroyed every hour. This would mean that 1.8 million hectares of forests are cleared every year. If that statement is true, we won't even have any forest left in Malaysia right now. And then the next one is 25 orangutans are lost every day. Well, here's the fact. Orangutan populations have been stable for the past 15 years. This is at least in Sabah and Sarawak. In Sabah, sorry. If 25 orangutans are lost every day, we would have lost more than 9,000 individuals a year. Hence, it would have gone extinct by now. Malaysia is committed to keep at least 50% of our forest intact. We have recorded more than 40 species of mammals and more than 200 species of birds living within the oil palm landscapes and its surroundings. The oil palm plantations has the most biodiversity among the oil crops. The palm oil industry is also committed to safeguard our biodiversity in various ways. This is through good agricultural practices as well as integrated pest management. These are just some of the examples here that you will see. Okay, next, the establishment of the Malaysian Palm Oil Green Conservation Foundation reinforces the industry commitment toward biodiversity and wildlife conservation. So this foundation is an agency under the ministry, under MPIC. It's tasked to support reforestation as well as conservation programs in Malaysia. So here is just some of the current projects. One, we have Tiger Conservation Program in Peninsular Malaysia. This is in collaboration with Perhilitan. And then we also have 1 million forestry planting program. This is a program in collaboration with the Sabah Forestry Department. And then third, we have the Bornean Elephant Conservation, which is a collaboration with the Wildlife Department of Sabah. So, besides issue on wildlife, the anti-palm oil campaigns also use peatlands as an issue to attack the industry. They say that there should be no planting on peat, as peatland draining for the purpose of oil palm planting leads to massive carbon emissions. In Malaysia, there are many related guidelines as well as best management practices applied in order to plant oil palm trees on peatlands. In fact, the Malaysian palm oil industry is one of the most regulated industry in the world. There are so many laws and regulations to adhere to, and one needs to apply for a license in order to sell the fresh fruit bunch or even to operate the mills. Needless to say, it is a very regulated industry. The palm oil industry is also committed to cap or to limit oil palm planted area at 6.5 million hectares, and now we are only at about 5.8 million hectares. So, coming back to the question, should we boycott palm oil? The IUCN Oil Palm Task Force has released a report. This report is released in 2018 and has found that banning palm oil would most likely increase the production of other oil crops to meet the global demand, therefore displacing rather than halting the significant global biodiversity losses caused by palm oil. So the answer here is simply no. If everyone here boycotts palm oil, just look at the amount of land needed to replace palm oil. This will definitely lead to more deforestation elsewhere, and the problem is not solved. And if you think boycotting palm oil to reduce your own carbon footprint and reduce your impact towards climate change, reconsider this point here. Palm oil is not one of the highest greenhouse gas emitter. In fact, you should be reducing your consumption of red meat and also dairy products. As a result of the negativity as well as the scrutiny that the palm oil industry gets, it is the first crop to be certified sustainable. There are now various certification schemes available supplying certified sustainable palm oil to the world. So major schemes here include our very own Malaysian standard, which is the Malaysia Sustainable Palm Oil. We also have the Roundtable of Sustainable Palm Oil, which is the first sustainability scheme for palm oil. This was out back in 2004. And then we also have the International Sustainability and Carbon Certification, or short for ISCC, which certifies palm oil for renewable energy. So, what is sustainable palm oil all about? Sustainable palm oil is based on good agricultural, social, and environmental practices. These include a commitment to transparency on environmental, social, and legal issues. For example, protecting workers' rights, having a safe working conditions, no further deforestation, zero burning, as well as no planting on peatlands. So these certification schemes are therefore an important step towards an improved and sustainable practices in the palm oil sector. So now that the truth is out there, the fact is that palm oil can never be replaced. And now there are growing voices, and these include organizations, conservation organizations, as well as zoos around the world, joining forces, giving their support and commitment in driving the palm oil industry to do better. These groups advocate for sustainable palm oil and do not advocate for a blanket boycott of palm oil. So, some final thoughts. What is the palm oil industry doing to reduce greenhouse gases? Can the palm oil industry achieve net zero? I'm pretty sure net zero is the buzzword right now. So some of these efforts to reduce greenhouse gases include innovations that can be applied particularly in the downstream sector, in the mills, for example. And this is where all of you engineers, future engineers will come in. I believe the next two presentations will touch a little bit on responsible production as well as efforts to achieve net zero. So with that, I end my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time, Miss Anna. I'm sure the students learned a lot from this talk. Moving on, let us welcome our next speaker, Dr. Pierre Mohamed Abdul, who is a lecturer at UKM and committee at the Academic Research on Palm Oil Sustainability, or ARPOS for short, to deliver his speech. Please welcome Dr. Pierre.
Okay, thank you, MC, okay, for your kind introduction, okay, and thanks to Miss Anna for a very interesting talk, okay, so allow me to share my screen. Okay, so as the MC said, okay, my name is Pierre Mohamed. I'm from the Department of Chemical and Process Engineering. So, but today I'm actually representing academic research on palm oil sustainability, or the short form we call it ARPOS. So, okay, ARPOS network is actually it's an academic, it's a NGO, like an association, okay, and we gather a group of academics and also we have people from industry as well as a member. So with the mission to have a networking among those researchers working in the field of sustainability, okay, related to the palm oil industry, and also we would like to try to directly, okay, assist, okay, in the decision-making bodies, okay, and also for the palm oil industry and for the government policy making as well. Okay, so our team member has been actively involved in the MPOC works and also in the MSPO work as well. So we give them let's say like advice, or we give the feedback from the academic perspective to improve the policy and also the government what you call rules and regulation. Yeah, that's the mission. Okay, so we started ARPOS in 2014, and at the moment actually is in UKM. Okay, but the thing is the membership actually is throughout the countries. Okay, we even have members from international as well. And the main objective, actually, we have four objectives. The first is to create, okay, so we want to create a networks, okay, among the academic, okay, and also industry alike who working in the palm oil sustainability. And we also like to engage, okay, various party and various stakeholders, okay, to actually further understanding, okay, how to improve the sustainability effort within the industry. And we would like to also advise as well, okay, means we advise the government, okay, we advise the policy makers, okay, how to have a how to develop a comprehensive policy, okay, to ensure accessibility of palm oil. And finally, we like to facilitate, okay, essentially more on the knowledge generation, okay, sharing of information, okay, sharing the data that we have on the palm oil research. Okay, so that's just a brief of ARPOS. Okay, let's go to the idea of today. Okay, basically, when I see the title, it's actually basically it's a responsible consumption and production. So this is one of the goals set by the United Nations. Okay, we have a 17 SDG. Okay, and this actually this SDG is number 12. Okay, so if you are interested, you can go to the website of UNSDG. and then try to download documents and then read everything. Okay, what's actually the meaning about this SDG 12? But I think in short form, it's basically what doing more and better with less. So it's basically what whatever resource we have, okay, whatever feedstock or whatever what they call resources that we can find around ourselves, okay, we want to get the most out of it, okay, and then we want to minimize the loss, okay, we want to minimize any redundancy, okay, we want to minimize, okay, any wastage, okay, at the same time we want to increase the value of it, okay, the usability of the resources that we have around us, okay, so that we can actually ensure a sustainable living for the entire planet. So there's a lot way of to achieve this UN SDG 12, okay, but I think towards this SDG 12, there's a few things that we can do, okay, what we can do actually to achieve this SDGs effectively. First, actually, to carry out the principle of sustainability. So sustainability is basically we want to meet the present needs, okay, without compromising what the future generations needs as well. So means what, okay, we don't want to be greedy, okay, to actually get everything for us, okay, but the things we want to operate, and then we want to consume the resources we have responsibly, okay, and then we make sure the future generation, okay, our sons, our daughters, okay, and their children, everything, they have enough resources for themselves to survive. Next, actually, need to think of a credit to credit design, okay, means we make sure, okay, all the products, okay, we actually produce, okay, they have a use, okay, from the starting until the end, okay, we use it to the maximum point, okay. Once the life cycle of the product is been ended, okay, we can actually try to find a way, okay, to maybe to treat them, or maybe we recycle back to the new resources for the next product. So that's what we have to think, okay, whenever we want to do a new project, or whenever we want to do a new industry. Next, also we also have to think about the source reduction, okay. So basically, we want to reduce the waste, we want to reduce all the pollutions, okay, by going staying out from the traditional way of manufacturing, okay. So we use less, okay, to get more out of what we have, okay. And also we have to focus on innovation, okay. Innovation is always important, so we try to develop alternative technologies, okay, so that we reduce the dependency on the what they call non-sustainable resources, okay. And also we want to have a more green kind of a products, okay, green innovation, so that we can have a sustainable living. And finally, we have to make sure it's viability as well, okay. So we can create a lot of things, okay, but things if it's economically not viable, it's also it's a disaster as well, okay. So we want to achieve sustainability, at the same time we want to have viability in terms of economics as well. So these are the things that we have to think whenever we want to develop a new products or new project, okay, so that we actually achieve this UN SDG 12, okay. And one way of achieving this UN SDG 12 is actually through the green tech, okay, green tech processing, okay, for the SDG, right? So basically, the green tech is actually a combination of what I said earlier: sustainability, the innovation, credit to credit design, okay, and also the viability. So we minimize the negative impact, okay, from whatever activities or whatever the processing, whatever products that we develop, okay. So we minimize the impact, the environmental impact, we minimize the loss, we minimize the is actually wastage, okay, so that we can get the most, okay. So green tech actually refer to products, okay, can be equipments or systems, okay, which satisfy these following criteria. First, minimize the degradation of the environment. So make sure the product or the process that we do is really have a lowest impact to the environment. Next, we want to have a zero if possible, or low greenhouse gas emission. So less CO2, less NOx, less carbon monoxide, all this thing, yeah, okay. And then we also want should promote a healthy and improve environment for all form of lives, okay. So it's not only human life matter, okay, every other life in the planet also matter. So because we depend on each other, okay. Even if you eliminate a single ant, okay, a single population of ants, actually will have a huge impact to the food chain, which eventually will impact our own human lifestyle as well. And we also have to strive to conserve the energy, okay. and also the natural resources that we have. Okay, finally, we have to promote the use of renewable resources. So if we can achieve this, okay, we actually can move towards a sustainable production and consumption. So that's as I said, it's a general idea of what the SDG 12 all about. Okay, so now let's take a look. Okay, what is the resources that we have in Malaysia? Right? So I think Miss Anna has referred earlier. Okay, palm oil is actually one of the big industry in Malaysia. Okay, and palm oil also produce a lot of things that we can use other than the oil itself. Okay, so just a recap. Okay, of the palm oil tree in Malaysia. So we had a first tree planted in Malaysia, okay, as an ornamental tree. Okay, it's basically for the garden. Okay, because you know, if you really take a look on palm oil tree, okay, especially a certain species, they're actually very beautiful, right? So they actually back in 1870s, okay, the British they planted as ornamental tree in Malaysia. As at the time it's a Tanam Melayu lah, okay, as a first tree. Back in 1917, okay, they actually have the first commercial plantation estate. Okay, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was in Selangor, okay, called Tanam Maram Estate. Okay, so that was the earliest estate, the commercial estate in Malaysia. Okay, and then by 2016, okay, we are the world second biggest or largest producer. Okay, just second to Indonesia. Okay, and by current statistic, approximately about 60% of our whole Malaysian land is actually covered by oil plantation, and it's actually almost 77% of the Malaysian agriculture product is actually palm oil related, somehow palm oil related, and we have almost 500 palm oil process mills. Okay, where this type of mills, okay, the CPO processing, the kernel, okay, all this is about 500, okay, and then we have almost about 500,000 people directly involved in the industry. Okay, there's several other million, okay, in this industry, and by 2021, okay, we produce about 100 million tons of a fresh fruit bunch, which is the thing. Okay, so if you are now new to palm oil, I hope I think Malaysian are not new to palm oil, but I think it's just a little bit thing. Okay, so usually when you have a palm oil, so we will get the two products out of it. Okay, first actually the outer one because mesocarp. So this is where we get the CPO, crude palm oil. Okay, so this is where we do the cooking oil, all the things actually from here. Okay, and then the internal, okay, we have another oil because CPKO, crude palm kernel oil. So this is where usually the non-edible products will be produced. Okay, but they are edible. Okay, but usually like, you know, shampoo or the plastics, everything usually they come from these kind of things. Right? So we have two products. Okay, now the oil is only 10% of the palm oil tree. Okay, so if typically a palm oil tree we cultivate about like, you know, maybe about 25 to 30 years. Okay, so to the entire years, okay, only 10% is actually oil. Okay, the remaining actually is the biomass. Okay, so the biomass actually is the resources. Okay, it's the resources. Okay, so we want to promote a sustainable industry. So we have to take a look what resources we have. Okay, as I said earlier, so only 10% is really the oil. Okay, the remaining 90% is really the biomass, and this biomass actually provide opportunity. So we have opportunity, okay, to use this biomass for no value-added products. Okay, to be throughout using a lot of technologies. Okay, so let's take a look at what are the biomass that we can get from the palm oil. Right? So this is the fruits. Okay, this is a whole bunch. Okay, this is why the industry actually striving to. Okay, and they will form the oil. Okay, the two oil. Okay, CPO and CPKO. Okay, after extracting the oil, okay, there were a lot of biomass. Okay, the first biomass they call it empty fruit bunch. Okay, so basically it's like the stalk. Okay, where the fruitless like, you know, hanging over there. Okay, after they take out the fruitless, okay, the remaining we call it empty fruit bunch. Okay, and then we have mesocarp fiber. Okay, it means after they extract the CPO, okay, out of fiber. Okay, the remaining actually we call it mesocarp fiber. And then we have palm kernel cake. Okay, palm kernel cake is actually after they extract the oil from the kernel. Okay, the remaining of the biomass is called palm kernel cake. And then finally we have palm kernel shells. Okay, no, the outer layer of the kernel. Okay, so basically these four important biomass actually is found in the mill. Okay, so each of them have their own economics value. Okay, at the moment, empty fruit bunch, okay, they either burn as a near into boiler. Okay, or some industry, okay, they try to extract the long fiber out of it. Okay, there's another industry also they are working on the composting as well. Okay, and the mesocarp fiber is excellent feedstock for the boiler. Okay, very high calorific value, right? So they usually use for boiler, a very high value in the market. Okay, and then the palm kernel cake. Palm kernel cake is actually very special. Okay, they are very good as an animal feed. Okay, so we export a lot of things. Okay, so this might be the key for the our national food security. No, the chicken problem. Okay, the dairy problem, all these for the feed. Okay, palm kernel cake is actually one of the no, interesting things to look at. Okay, and then we have palm kernel shell. Okay, palm kernel shell is a good feedstock for a boiler. Okay, they have a high calorific value. Okay, so these are the four from the mill. Okay, at the same time, at the estate also we have two biomass. The first one, the top one, is usually because of palm kernel fronds. Sorry, palm fronds. Okay, the frond. Okay, so this frond usually they after the harvest they just leave it at the no, at the plantation. Okay, so so that the nutrient can be back to the soil. Okay, and then the services going on the front as well. Okay. And then the palm kernel trunk at the bottom there. So this is usually after replanting. So maybe in a year, I think roughly about 5% land is being replanted every year. So there's a huge number of this trunk as well. Okay, trunk they use some industry they just shred them up. They they return back to the soil. Some they collect the trunk. Okay, and then they use it in the what they call the furniture industry. Okay, the wood industry they extract the thing. Okay, so these are the biomass, the solid biomass which you have in the palm oil industry. Okay, so this basically is the remaining 90%. Okay, and they are actually they can be a resources. It's a renewable resources. Okay, and actually they have a value economic value at the moment. Okay, but usually it's a low what they call value products at the moment. Okay, so but there's research going on. Okay, to improve the values. Okay, and also not to forget. Okay, the liquid we have from the palm oil industry. Okay, so basically the liquid in the palm oil industry we call it a palm oil mill effluent. Okay, so it's the wastewater. Okay, and this wastewater actually is a high strength wastewater. That means it's they have a lot of pollutants. Okay, but the thing is they are they have a use. Okay, it is a very good source of bioenergy. Okay, so they do extract the methane gas out of it, right? So okay, looking at these resources, okay, this actually is an opportunity for Malaysia. So for us, try to promote this UN SDG 12, okay, the sustainable production and consumption. Okay, so realizing this, okay, we at the UKM, okay, so we group ourselves, okay, into a research team, okay, which we call as a UKM-YSD Chair for Sustainability. So this UKM Chair for Sustainability was launched in this year, 2021, but actually we've been in UKM for more than 10 years, since 2010. Okay, so this was launched in early last year. Okay, by the former Minister of Science and Technology. Okay, what is the objective of these particular things? Okay, we want to have a group or team, okay, working towards the research in the field of sustainability in palm oil industry. Okay, so the mission actually is for the climate change resilience, smart circular solutions, and also the capacity building. Okay, so for this what we call talk today, I'll focus on the smart circular solution. Okay, which we developed in UKM for palm oil industry. So our smart circle solutions, okay, we call it a zero waste technology pilot plant. Okay, and this zero waste technology pilot plant is actually in one of the Sandaway palm oil mill, okay, in the Selangor, and been operational since 2017. Okay, and we use a feedstock, okay, liquid and also the solid biomass. Okay, the liquid here referring to the pomade, and also the solid is mostly referring to the empty fruit punch. But we can actually play around with the other biomass as well. So we have 5 integrated trust areas. So means we have 5 research groups, okay, working towards the zero waste technology for the palm oil. And we produce a bioenergy. Okay, we recycle and reuse the water, and also we have a sustainable solids management for the palm oil industry. So basically, this actually is an overlay, okay, of our research team. Okay, so we have a group number 3. Okay, then we have 5, number 1, number 6, and number 4. So this actually is our layout plan, okay, of our pilot plant. Okay, so this is a picture, okay, of the pilot plant. Okay, the first team actually is a biohydrogen biomethane production team. Okay, so basically we produce a hydrogen gas, and also we produce the methane gas in here, and then the effluent, okay, after treated, okay, we will use it to cultivate our algae. Okay, algae is actually a microplant. Okay, it's micro organism, actually like a plant like. Okay, so they can do a photosynthesis. Okay, they can absorb CO2. Okay, and they produce their biomass, and also they can actually reduce the pollution. They will also treat the wastewater. Okay, And then we have a team focusing on the biomass treatment. So basically it's what, okay, let's say we have a solid biomass, okay, we cannot directly use them for the bacteria. Okay, we have to do some sort of cooking kind of things, okay, where we want to alter the structure of the biomass, okay, so that the bacteria can digest it. Okay, so that's why we apply the biomass treatment. Okay, and also we have a gas storage group, okay, where the hydrogen and also the methane that which we produce from the this group, okay, will be upgraded into the high purity gas, okay, before it can be used in the our bagi car, which is the fuel cell car. Okay, and finally also we have a team working on the what you call the water recycling. Okay, basically the final effluent treatment. Okay, to convert into boiler grade water. Okay, and all this our project actually be designed in a modular design, so it's like a Lego. Okay, it's a plug and play kind of things, right? So we can actually move around, okay, if necessary. Right? So let me run through, okay, how this system work. Okay, the pilot plant. Okay, so let's say we have first we take a EMB, okay, the solid biomass, okay, from the palm oil industry. Okay, so we will send them to Trust 4, okay, Group 4. Okay, basically in Group 4, what they do is, okay, they do a pre-treatment process. Okay, as I said, it's like a cooking process. Okay, where they want to alter the biomass structure so that into a digestible biomass. Okay, easy for bacteria to consume them. Right. So and then the after the pre-treatment, okay, the hydrolysate, okay, the liquid, okay, the sugar-rich liquid, okay, we send to the Trust 3, which is focusing on the biohydrogen production, okay, to produce hydrogen gas. At the same time, we also produce methane gas here as well. This hydrolysate, we combine it with the pomade, okay, the wastewater, okay, from the what do you call the mill itself, okay, and then the effluent, okay, we will send to the Trust 5, okay, where they cultivate the algae, while the biogas we produce from the Trust 3, we will send to the Trust 1 group, okay, where they actually do upgrading, okay. So basically they improve the purity, okay, because the thing is after fermentation of pomade and also hydrolysate, we can get hydrogen roughly about 40% purity, okay, but the thing is it's not sufficient for to be used in the fuel cell technology, okay. So we upgrade it up to 99%, so and then we will use it to generate electricity using a fuel cell so that we can send the electricity back to the mill, okay. While the liquid, the effluent, okay, which we get from Trust after the fermentation, okay, after the anaerobic digestion, okay, we will use it to cultivate algae, okay, and to actually algae will do a further treatments, okay, so that we can harvest the algae biomass as well, okay, and then they will reduce the COD level in the wastewater. And finally, the effluent we will send to the water recycle reuse team. So basically, they will use the membrane technology, okay, as a final polishing so that we can have clean water. So this is how the system works, okay, in our pilot plant. So overall, okay, this actually is the layout, okay, of the work we do, okay. So the palm oil mill, okay, will provide the pomade, okay, and the pomade will be sent to the group which is producing the hydrogen gas, okay. The hydrogen will be sent to the first group where they actually will purify the hydrogen, okay, and then use a fuel cell technology, okay, to send to the mill again as electricity. While the effluent from the hydrogen, okay, will be sent to the methane group, okay, so where they will produce a methane gas, okay. This is a typical anaerobic digestion. I think the next speaker will talk more about the biomethane, okay. And the effluent, okay, from the methane will be sent to the algae, okay, while the gas from the methane, we will do methane cracking so that we can get more hydrogen. And the effluent, okay, the algae, okay, will be used to no, cultivate algae, and we can actually call it algae biomass, okay. So algae biomass is is actually because like I think if not mistaken, it's a third generation biomass, okay. So they have other values we can extract, okay. Even people trying to do a biodiesel out of algae, okay. And effluent, okay, we will send to finally to the Trust 6, okay, where they use a water recycling thing, okay, with the help of a membrane, okay, and then finally to get the clean water. Right? While what happened to the solid? Okay, the solid, okay, we will over here I put a active fruit bunch, but usually you can replace with any solid, okay, and that solid we will do a pre-treatment, okay. So pre-treatment, okay, basically as I said, it's a cooking, so we'll alter the structure of the biomass, and we use the enzyme, okay, to hydrolyze it, okay, and the sugar rich we will use to supplement our hydrogen production, so that hydrogen production will be as faster, okay. And the remaining solid we send for this what we call the composting. So we have a composting team as well, right? So by doing this, okay, we can get hydrogen gas, okay, we can get the methane gas, okay, and also we can get the algae biomass, and also we get the we can recycle back the water to the mill. So that means the wastewater, okay, let's say we produce about 1 ton, okay, we can actually recycle back about 40% of the wastewater back to the mill. So it's basically promoting sustainable consumption, okay, and also minimizing the wastage and reduce the waste water footprint as well. Right? So this is how our project works in our UKM pilot plant. Right? So, but the thing is, you might wonder why these guys are actually doing hydrogen, okay, instead of other people are more focusing on the methane, okay. Why with hydrogen? Okay, so hydrogen is basically the highest specific energy content, okay, meaning what? Okay, let's say you have 1 kg of hydrogen and 1 kg of any other fuel, okay, so usually hydrogen has the highest energy content, right? So that's why we are interested more with hydrogen, okay, and also it's actually have a clean combustion, okay. So if we burn hydrogen, okay, you get no CO2, right? There's no greenhouse gases being produced. So you actually minimizing the greenhouse effect to the environment. And also we can use a PM, okay, the fuel cell technology, okay, to convert hydrogen directly to electricity. So this technology is much more efficient than the combustion energy, right? So combustion energy, if like a gas engine, all these things, right? So usually the efficiency of conversion, so roughly about 25 to 30%. Okay, 30%, even 30% is too high. Okay, usually 35% is okay, right? About that, right? But if it's PM, okay, you can get up to 60 or to 70% of energy conversion. So you're actually getting more from the same amount of hydrogen if you use a PM. So that's why we're actually more interested with hydrogen than the methane for our research project. Okay, so back to our pilot plant. Okay, so this actually is the pilot plant picture, a little bit clearer, right? So the big tank here, this actually is our hydrogen tank, okay, where we use to produce hydrogen. And the feedstock that we use actually is a pomade. Okay, so you can see at the beginning, pomade is like a thick, very thick colloidal kind of wastewater. Okay, like a very strong coffee kind of color. So after pretreatment, okay, we can actually reduce up to 90% of our COD. Okay, so with the two-stage system, so we produce hydrogen and also methane. Okay, and then the same effluent, okay, we will send to the algae treatment. Okay, the algae treatment also we have two stage. One is a raceway pond. Okay, this is our raceway pond. Okay, and this is actually we call a PBR. Okay, so the raceway pond is actually algae which is focusing mainly on the reduction of the pollutants in the wastewater, while the PBR, the photobioreactor, is mostly on to absorb the CO2 that we produce in our system. So the photosynthesis is happening on the PBR. So throughout the process, after we do the two-stage system, so from 2,800 ppm, okay, we can reduce up to 900 ppm from this particular process. While doing this, we also produce our algae biomass. So this is the algae biomass which we produce from our process. So this algae biomass is very valuable. Okay, there's a lot of things we can do here. Okay, in the UKM also we try to use it for biodiesel production. Okay, and then we try to use it for production of various biochemicals like polyurethane. Okay, and also we try to use it as an animal feed as well. So it's actually an ongoing process here in UKM. Right. So and finally the water recycling. Right. So after we undergo several stages of membrane filter, biofilm, all this thing, right, we can have up to 3 ppm. So this is a very low, very clean water. It's even cleaner than our water in our sink. Okay, so and this actually is why we want to go up to this level, because we want to recycle back to the boiler, because palm oil industry, they use a lot they need steam, okay, for the processing. So that's why we go up to this level, right? So we managed to achieve this, okay, in our pilot plant, okay, by doing our locally developed technology, right? And recall back, okay, this is the original pomade. Okay, you can see a thick color here. Okay, it's like a very strong coffee, right? Okay, and a very high solid suspended with some sort of oil. Okay, at the end of our process, we can actually have clean water coming in, okay, from the pilot plant. So we can, as I said earlier, okay, we can recover about 40% of the water back to the mill. Okay, so and also, okay, but while doing this, also it's not a purely wastewater treatment alone. Okay, we also produce our own what they call hydrogen gas. Okay, and the hydrogen gas we use to power our buggy car, like a golf car, okay, which is retrofit. Okay, we change it with the fuel cell technology. Okay, we use the hydrogen we produce. We use the fuel cell technology to use it as a car in our mobile industry as well. Right? Okay, so over the period, okay, we've been covered by various newspaper. Okay, Malay newspaper, English newspaper, and TV. So even the Chinese newspaper also they covered our project. And back in 2020, our project has been appointed, been given the National Energy Award. Okay, so we won this award for the biofuel category, okay, in 2020. Okay, so yeah, okay, and this is our social media. Okay, I think that's it for me. Okay, if you guys have any questions, okay, you can always contact us, okay, through here. And this is my team, my current team. Okay, I think they are my master student and also my PhD student here. Okay, so they're working with me for my project. Okay. And if you have any questions, okay, you can always contact me. Okay, you can find my name. Okay, you can sing. Okay, and if you any of your student here, okay, interested to continue for postgrad, okay, master, PhD, also can contact me. So this is our contacts, okay, at UKM. So thank you. Back to the MC guy.
All right. Thank you so much for the inspiring speech, Dr. Pierre. Your insights on the palm oil industry systems are very much appreciated. All right. To end, let us welcome our third and final speaker, Dr. Nuruljannah Khairuddin, who is a research and development engineer from Green Lagoon Technology, Sedana Berhad. Please welcome Dr. Nurul.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. Thank you, SUTEC, for moderating this forum session. As introduced earlier, my name is Jannah, working as R&D personnel at Green Lagoon Technologies in Sedana Berhad. I have been working for environmental pollution control technology for the past of 10 years and more than 5 years working with biogas. All right, let's begin. Today, I'm talking about biogas capture for sustainable palm oil supply chain. And as you can see on your screen, this is my subject outline for our forum today. I'll bring you a glimpse on a potential pollution that generated in palm oil mill and the conventional method to treat the pollution known as palm oil mill effluent or POME. Next is how to convert the waste into profit. And finally is a brief on Green Lagoon Technologies in Sedana Berhad as a leading technology solution provider in converting those waste into profit. So POME, what is POME? POME is an acronym from palm oil mill effluent. POME is a wastewater generated from palm oil mining activities which require effective treatment before discharge into water courses due to its highly polluting properties. The rule of thumb of 1 ton of fresh food buying process can produce approximately 0.7 meter cube of POME. So as you can see on table 1, there is the general characteristic of POME, and the parameter limits for POME discharge is regulated based on...
Sorry, Miss Jannah, I think your slide is not moving. Can you think? So I'm Pierre, sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, can you see my slide on conventional POME treatment?
No, I'm still seeing on the responsible consumption, the first slides.
It is because
Sorry.
the slides aren't shared in full screen yet.
Try again. Can you see it now, SUTEC?
Yep, it's in full screen now.
All right.
It should be fine.
All right. Thank you for that. So I repeat again. So POME is an acronym from palm oil mill effluent. So POME is a wastewater generated from palm oil mill activities. And the rule of thumb is 1 ton of fresh fruit buying process can generate about 0.7 meter cube of POME. And the parameter limits for POME is tabulated in table 1. And the discharge limit is regulated by environmental quality regulations on 1977. So basically, the main parameter is on biochemical oxygen demand, BOD, and the maximum cap for the discharge value is 100 milligram per liter. So on the other side, as you can see, figure 1 shows a cooling point. So it's very dirty, right? So the cooling point is actually to provide some retention to cool down the fresh POME, which is from 70 degrees Celsius to 30 to 40 degrees Celsius for further treatment. So next is on palm oil ponding system. At present, most of palm oil mills have adopted the ponding system for treatment. So as you can see from figure 2, the palm oil mill ponding system. Almost 10 series of pond in the picture. Okay, describing the ponding system to treat wastewater from palm oil mill. So the reason of using this ponding system is due to its low cost in terms of labor compared to polish treatment, and also this kind of conventional treatment is actually has some drawback that require large treatment area or footprint. And in fact, the treated pomade using for ponding system also sometimes do not pass the standard industrial discharge as regulated from Environmental Quality Act 1977. So the Malaysian palm oil industry is a major revenue earner and the country is ranked as one of the largest producers in the world. So this is what Ms. Anna has mentioned earlier. However, growth of the industries is a synonym with a massive production of agro-industrial wastewater as an environmental protection and public health concern. So the highly polluting palm oil mill effluent has become a major attention grabber. Hence, the industry is targeting for pomade pollution abatement in order to promote greener image of palm oil and also to achieve the sustainability in palm oil mill industries. So despite of polluting the wastewater resource, right, pomade also contribute to a major cause of climate change and also global warming. From the emissions of methane, from the degradations of pomade in the ponding system, in anaerobic process, the pomade is degraded in the absence of oxygen into methane, carbon dioxide, and also water. So as you can see there, methane has 25 to 28 times potential than carbon dioxide in trapping heat in the atmosphere that causing the global warming. So figure 3 shows uncovered anaerobic pond on figure 3A and figure 3B is covered anaerobic pond. So high density polyethylene HDPE geomembrane basically is used as pond liner and also as a cover liner to capture emission from anaerobic pond. And biogas capture in palm oil mill Malaysia was facilitated when the government mandates all existing mills and new mills to have biogas capture by 2020 under Palm Oil National Key Economic Area of the National Economic Transformation Program. So the biogas capture in Malaysia's palm oil industry is generally used for renewable electricity generation. The National Renewable Energy Policy and Action Plan introduced in 2010 also identified biogas as one of the main sources of renewable energy. And under this plan, electricity generated from biogas can be sold to the national grid under feed-in tariff program. Under this plan, the effective program, electricity generated from biogas can be sold to the national grid. And the maximum cap is around 47 cents per kilowatt hour. Right. So biogas or methane captured to boost palm oil industry. So for the past 2 years, due to the pandemic season, crude palm oil price has fallen sharply. Despite of low crop season, Malaysia palm oil industry crumbled with migrant worker shortage. And this biogas development would be one of those low-hanging fruits from the choices that the industry should consider to tapping on. So this process on anaerobic digestion already explained by Dr. Pierre, but I go to summarize a little bit on this. As I mentioned earlier, anaerobic digestion is a degradation of organic material with the absent oxygen. So the digestion process starts with first stage of hydrolysis, which bacterial hydrolysis break down insoluble long chain polymers of fat, proteins and carbohydrate to short chain polymers. Next is the acidogenesis stage, where acidogenic bacteria convert the fatty acid, amino acid, and sugar into carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and also ammonia, and organic acids, chains of organic acid. And these acidogenic bacteria then convert this organic acid into acetic acid. And finally, the last stage on methanogenesis, methanogenic bacteria convert this product into gases that mostly is methane, CH4. So what are in the biogas? So as you can see from this table, the composition of biogas. So methane comprise 55 to 75% in biogas. So biogas is about 20% lighter than air and has ignition temperature between 650 to 750 degrees Celsius. It is an odorless and colorless gas that burn with clear blue flame, similar to the liquid petroleum gas, the LPG that we use for cooking. And the biogas burn with 60% efficiency in a conventional biogas stove. It has a calorific value of 20 to 40 megajoule per meter cube. And the volume of biogas is normally expressed as normal meter cubic, and the volume of gas is at atmospheric temperature. So methane, which make up the bulk of biogas, right, almost comprises 15 to 70%, can combust with oxygen. And the energy released from combustion makes biogas as a potential fuels. So biogas can serve any heating purpose, from cooking to fuels for industrial burner. And in gas engines, biogas can convert into energy content for electricity and also heat. Less commonly, you can compress the biogas to power motor vehicle through combustion. Biogas plants open up a range option from palm oil mills. A mill operator might choose to use biogas for fuels for the facility's burners, electricity for the facility to reduce monthly electricity costs, so they can save up the mill operational costs, and then the electricity to sell to the grid. This is from MIT mechanism. So I give you an example. 2 megawatt biogas plant is producing about 2,000 kilowatt hour. So for example, the plant operates for 30 days and then 24 hours engine running. So 2 megawatt biogas plant can actually generate 1,440 kilowatt hour with a revenue of 676,000 per month. So it's a lot of profit from this plant, but this is without considering plant downtime and also power usage for machineries and other expenses on operational like labor and also maintenance. So in this last section of my slot, I'll be introducing to Green Lagoon Technologies in Sdn Bhd. Since its founding in May 2010, Green Lagoon Technology has been steadily growing in terms of number of people, number of projects, revenue, profits, and also influence of the biogas in renewable energy circle. This is what GLT offer to the industry. Basically, GLT offers solution to end consultancy services, site assessment and feasibility study to determine the best solution for biogas utilization. So we provide consultation for biogas utilization to our client, and then project supervision and management. Basically from pre-construction, during the construction period, and also post-construction. And we also ensure on manpower, materials, and machinery equipment. Then next is operation and maintenance. We provide consultancy and also services on day-to-day operation and monitoring. We also provide manpower, spare part, and also consumable management, and also regular scheduled service and maintenance. GLT also offer project investment, providing financing on BOOT basis, and also long-term recurring income from FIT or sale of biogas. And the last one is design and engineering. Instead of consultancy, Then we also provide a project design and engineering to optimum design, taking into consideration of soil condition. We value engineering to reduce capex and opex, and also long-term consideration for durability and also cost efficiency. Okay, this is GLT sustainable statement. It's one of the Southeast Asia leading renewable energy company. Green Lagoon Technology Sdn Bhd and its subsidiary and associate company strive to conduct its business practices in a responsible and sustainable manner. So GLT sustainability efforts are underpinned by United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, that is SDG, and the key guiding principle for all stakeholders. So the stakeholders shall include the GLT management, GLT employees, the suppliers, vendors, contractors, in order to provide wholesome services to our client and to the surrounding local environment where we can operate. So GLT has identified some of these goals, as you can see in the screen, which are pertinent to GLT's business model, and which GLT will strive to achieve in year 2022 and beyond. Some of these goals are what GLT has been doing as part of its regular standard operating practices. And these goals are actually GLT intended to focus starting on this year and beyond. So for the past 11 years, GLT primary business segment is in harvesting and utilization of the heat trapping methane gas emission from POME in Malaysia and also in Indonesia, covers both the business aspect and the personal consumption habit. In the area of business, GLT intended to source product and services which are derived from green businesses wherever possible. Even though to date, not many are available in the scope of work that GLT is involved in this SDG goal. In the area of personal consumption, GLT staff are highly encouraged to minimize their own carbon footprint at home and in the office. So this is to address goal 12 in SDG, that is responsible consumption, production, to ensure sustainable consumption and also production pattern. So on 28 October 2020, the GLT was awarded the Mine Hijau mark, where GLT services are deemed to minimize the degradations of the environment and reduce greenhouse gases emission, to promote health and to improve the environment, conserve the use of energy, water, and the other form of natural resources, and promote the use of renewable energy and able to recycle waste material resources. With this certification, the government of Malaysia recognizes GLT's effort in carrying out its business in an environmentally friendly way and contribute positively to the country green image. To the end, GLT's procurement department practices green procurement when sourcing contractors and also equipment, including looking for local spare part and also services for the construction site and operation plants. So for the biogas engine, GLT has utilizing locally assembled gas engine technology for the biogas power plant, which under SEDA FIT program. So from this, GLT entitled to earn additional bonus of 5 cents per kilowatt. So it's like an incentive to use Mine Hijau requirement. However, the reason for doing so, more than just to gain additional tariff rates, local support is important for maintenance and lowering the cost as well. So this is GLT scope of solution. I already mentioned earlier, but this one is just a summary. So basically from digester design and also operation and maintenance, the O&M. The second one is on biogas treatment and upgrading, depending on the end users. So we advise them based on their potential biogas generation. Basically, to remove hydrogen sulfide, we implement biological scrubber, and to remove heat and water, we use chiller as a biogas treatment. So biogas utilization is basically to power daily meals operation and also to feed to the national grid. So from this slide on is the GLT's project reference. So this one is GLT Renewable 2 Megawatt FIT project at Rompin Pahang. Next is GLT Global Resource 1 Megawatt FIT project at Rompin Pahang. Then we have project location at Kulim Kedah for GLT Eco 2 Megawatt, also FIT program. And then another project at Kulim Kedah, GLT Bio 1 Megawatt FIT program. So FIT program, we sell the electricity to TNB. And then this is the latest, one of the latest project that we have at Sungai Siput Perak, GLT Climate 1 Megawatt, also FIT program. And then GLT Morib at Morib Selangor, this is at Kelang Valley, very near to us. You can arrange a visit to this plant also if you're interested. So it is 1.5 megawatt FIT program. This is GLT Agro Power 0.5 megawatt at Beras Perak, also FIT. And Kema Development 0.5 megawatt biogas plant. This is project information, basically on GLT project distribution. Today, we have almost 50 projects throughout Malaysia and also Indonesia, from EPCC to consultancy and also BOOT program, basically on the biogas plant. So this is a GLT business diversification. Despite treating POME to power or profit, GLT also working on diversification of utilizing other palm oil meal waste such as empty fruit bunch or EFP pellets, decanted cake as a substrate for black soldier fly for insect protein, and also bio-CNG. So these processes are already explained briefly by Dr. Pierre just now, right? I have a video to show to you. So basically, this is GLT biogas plant process flow. Give me a second. So this is our digester. Before this, it is open lagoon system or open ponding system. So now we covered the lagoon or the pond with HDPE liner to capture the biogas. Okay, this is a cooling pond, actually to reduce temperature from fresh pomade around 70 degrees Celsius to 40 or 50 degrees Celsius. So this is the mixing pit where we mix the fresh pomade and also the treated pomade to stabilize the pH, because fresh pomade is actually very acidic, around 4 to 5 pH value, and then the treated pomade is around 7 to 8, 6 to 8 the pH value. So this is to stabilize the pH value and also the bacteria. So just now we saw the gas pipeline, right, from the digester. So the pipeline will bring the gas to this treatment area for further utilization. So basically what we have here is the scrubber and also the chiller. So this is the compact substation. Just now we actually has engine to convert the biogas to electricity and then to compact station. So this is open flare to flare the biogas during maintenance, scrubber maintenance or engine maintenance or during breakdown. So why we flare biogas? It's actually to convert to CO2, which is less harm to the environment. Right, with that, I end my slot. Any question you can ask me later during the Q&A session. And you also can submit any inquiries to jannah@jlt.my. All right, thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Yes.
much, Dr. Nurul. Thank you so much for providing ample awareness on sustainability in the palm oil industry. A round of applause for Dr. Nurul. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will go ahead and set up some time for the Q&A session. Just a reminder, please be sure to type your questions into the chat box or our Slido link that we have in the meeting chat. Or you can use the raise hand feature on Microsoft Teams, and we will ask you to unmute your mic. With that, kindly give greetings to introduce yourself before you ask your question to let us know what is currently typing, if you want to speak it out in the session itself. If not, you can post an anonymous question in the Slido link provided in the chat. Thank you very much. I'll hand the emceeing over to our Q&A handlers. Thank you.
Thank you to CTE. Greetings everybody. I'm Aini and I'm from Swinburne and I'll be the host for Q&A session. So the first question will be, recently palm oil price dropped drastically and have led to temporary shutdown of the plants. Any comments from the speakers? I think this question is referring to Miss Anna.
Okay, I'm not an expert on this, but I can give a little bit of comments. So right now, my opinion is that this shutdown or to actually reduce production of oil, it all actually comes from the economics of scale, supply and demand. issue. So when you have price of oil dropping, it basically means that demand has probably either gone down or your supply has gone up. So basically, when they have this issue here, maybe what they need to do is to maybe tone down their supply so that when you have lower stocks, your price will go up and so on and so forth. But I cannot really comment on this, what you call temporary shutdown of the plant, but I can comment on that part on the economics part.
Okay. The next question, palm oil millers have suspended the operations because of low price and profitability reasons. Do you think their act is in line with responsible production?
Again, no comments on this. It all actually depends on the supply-demand chain.
Okay.
It's all about economics, yeah. Is
Yep.
if you notice earlier, I said the first one for the SDG, actually we have to think about sustainability. At the bottom one, actually there's a viability as well. So there's a need of a balancing act for the sake of sustainable progressing, and also need to meet our economics needs as well. So it's not possible for us to do one extreme to another. So there's always we have to maneuver balancing act, okay, between these two. Okay, so I think the millers, okay, they have the economic issue, okay, but the things the government very sure will intervene, will assist all parties to make sure we can find a stable solution for all the people involved.
Okay, to keep 50% of forests intact, will we meet sufficient production to meet global demand? What if we need more vegetable oils?
Okay, will we meet sufficient production? Yes, we will. One of the methods to actually meet this sufficient production is to increase the yield. So right now, our current yield is about 19 to OER, oil extraction rate is about 19 to 21%. So in the future, we hope that with up and coming technologies, we will be able to actually increase that OER rate. That's one. Another one is also to make use of degraded land. So we would convert this degraded land to plant more oil palm. So this will definitely eliminate deforestation of intact forests.
Okay, can I add on the technological side? Okay, there is a lot of new research, okay, been going on, even in company like a Sandabi, okay, and also in MPOB. They are developing new varieties, okay, where they actually can have a higher yield per hectare, okay, and also a lot of millers also, they are actually improving their processing technology as well, okay, using a latest technology, okay, to minimize the waste, okay, to increase the higher OER. And there is a what we call the use of IR 4.0 element as well, okay, in the whole chain, okay, so that they can actually know when to harvest, okay, the right time to harvest, okay, of the fruits, okay, with the highest oil content, and then bring back to the mill, okay, and then process it sustainably, okay, and then they can extract more oil, okay. So we have a like improvement in the field of oil extraction, in the field of plantation, and also in the field of process optimization using the IR 4.0, okay. New varieties coming, so a smaller land, okay, can still produce enough sufficient kind of oil productivity.
Okay, next, how palm oil industry can achieve net zero given the inevitable consumption of utility and materials?
Okay, at the moment, the research is going towards the net zero. Okay, so the thing is it's a known fact. Okay, any industry it is not possible to have 100% zero waste. Okay, so we will as I say, the idea is okay, do more. Okay, with the whatever resource we have. Okay, the industry actually is moving towards that. Okay, in fact, I think not many. I don't know. Maybe Miss Anna can correct me. Okay, I think maybe palm oil is the only one with the proper certification, the sustainability, all these things. So they actually they really now try to follow all the guidelines. Okay, and then they want to achieve a sustainable status. Okay, and towards zero waste. Okay, there's a lot of technology being upgraded. Okay, and they are working towards that. Okay.
Okay, maybe to add on to that, in the palm oil industry, the main emission sources, one of it is from land use change, which means converting from forests or mostly from forests to oil palm plantations. That would be 40%, and then also 21% from methane production at the mill site. So if we only just reduce deforestation, would actually reduce our emission sources by a lot.
Okay. POME biogas capture facility should be installed on all new facility after 2017 as announced by the regulator. Why is still very low? 10% in 2021 was installed.
I think Miss Jana is
okay.
answering.
Yeah. Currently, we have more than 400 palm oil mills in Malaysia, right? So basically, we have more than 10% biogas installed in Malaysia, but then some of the plants are closed due to maintenance costs and also the affordability of the mills to continue the process. So actually, we have more than 10%. But what we can do here is to make the biogas plant more feasible to the palm oil industries. Yeah. In terms of capital, and also to diversify the biogas revenue, we also include the revenue from fertilizer that is produced from digestate in our digester. So these are the other bonus that we can offer to the clients, to the potential clients. But looking at the new incentive from SEDA, right, it's actually they offer a little bit lower than before. So I'm afraid that this will affect palm oil millers' interest to install the biogas. That's my point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Malaysians seem not aware of the benefits of palm oil. Who plays a more important role to solve this issue? Government or industrial players?
Okay, maybe I can give some of these answers. The government here through Malaysian Palm Oil Council we have been playing our roles. Various campaigns have been carried out. For example, we have back in 2019, we have the Love My Palm Oil campaign. And then we have the Sawit Anugerah Tuhan campaign. And then currently we have the Malaysian Palm of Goodness campaign. The objective of these campaigns, they are targeted towards local Malaysians to instill pride and also appreciation towards palm oil so that we can be the spokesperson for our own products. With that said, I believe that there is more to be done. For example, you might probably hear a lot of advertisements in either social media or even television or even radio, the goodness of, say, for example, olive oil or sunflower oil, but we rarely hear about our own products being heard on this, in advertisements. So this is where I believe that our local companies should do more to actually educate the public. With that said, also, I believe that everyone here should in spreading this spreading goodness of palm oil to everyone.
Next question. Genome select in oil palm breeding is important for producing palm oil efficiently. Is this widely practiced or just big plantation companies?
Okay, a genome select project was carried out early but the last decade. Okay, so basically they tried to find the genome the codes, okay, for the genome, and then to find how they can improve the varieties, okay, to have a higher production. Okay, at the moment I don't have the data for this. Okay, mostly actually been no used in a large plantation. I think Sandabi has a no release some of the variety. Okay, and I think Sandabi also they actually do sell to others, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so I think it's come to the willingness of the planters whether they want to buy or not. Okay, so far I don't see any restriction for the the smallholders to actually work on this kind of new breeds. Okay, but at the end it comes to the cost. Okay, whether they want to buy it or not. Okay, but genomes what you call work towards genome is actually ongoing. A lot of biotechnology companies actually into this business. Okay, to and this is very important. Why? Because we want to get more yield per hectare of a plantation of things. So it's a thing. Okay. So it's actually a slow transformation. Okay, from the other varieties. Okay, and then we go to the hybrid one. Okay, now we moving towards a genome select type of thing. So it's actually an ongoing evolution.
Okay, then next question. High impact journals, example Nature, reported Western scientists work on linking palm oil with tumorigenesis. Malaysian objected, did we do science differently?
Okay, did we do science differently? There are good science, there are also bad science. There's no perfect science. So that's why we have, research being published in journals, and then you go through the peer review process and whatnot. In this case here, we are talking about linking palm oil with tumorigenesis. And actually the main compound in this particular study, they're talking about palmitic acid. It's just that right now they are linking it with palm oil because palm oil has high fatty acids, high palmitic acids. But the fact is, there are so many other oils, even including coconut oil, has also a lot of high palmitic acids. Breast milk, for example, has very high amount of palmitic acid. So to actually just pinpoint towards palm oil, it's not it's not good lah. Whereas actually when you talk about cancer, there are many other factors that is involved, when it comes to pinpointing out the cause of cancer, and there are many factors involved. So I think also because of the fact that this is animal study, which may or may not, correlate with human studies. So that's why I think if you read this particular article online, there's even an article, rebuttal article by us MPOC, as well as rebuttal articles by the CPOPSI itself, Council of Palm Oil Producing Countries, which rebuts on this issue.
Okay. If I may, okay, I'll to add a little bit information on this. Okay, the compounds which is also linked to the tumorigenesis actually is 3-MCPD. Okay, and also the G glycidyl ester. Okay, so these are the two compounds, okay, which is commonly found in almost all type of vegetable oils. Okay, and also it's commonly found in what they call even some marine kind of oil, so like fish oil, all these things. Okay, so usually how these things produced actually due to the presence of some sort of a chlorine compound, and also the processing at a high temperature. These are the known factors. Like, there are other factors as well. Okay, but one thing I like to stress here. Okay, one, the processing of a palm oil extraction is entirely chemical free. So just using a physical and things. So we don't add any chemicals extraction like a thing. Okay. Now, whether to relate to palm oil with the thermogenesis or not. Okay. We don't do science differently. Okay. Actually, yes. In Malaysia, we agree that palm oil contain 3 MCPD. That's a thing that we think. Okay. So work has been done. Okay. It's ongoing. I think even some of the commercial company also they give a solution how to remove all this 3 MCPD. Okay. And it's true, 3 MCPD actually lead to the tumor thing as well. Okay, it's true. Okay, but the thing is that we have to take note here. Okay, sometimes okay when you do some research, okay, if you have an intention just for the sake of knowledge, okay, you will do the entire different set of sample. Means it's not only focusing on the palm oil, you do all the set of it, and then you compare together, and then you do like that. Okay, but the thing is there's another type of what they call motivated kind of research where they might have want to highlight the bad factors of certain things. Okay, they might have some motivation for that. Okay, so and then that thing they maybe select the sample only, so they focus on that sample and then while not mentioning about the other sample. Okay, so if for the student who actually read this, okay, congratulations, you're actually reading a good journal called Nature. Okay, I also encourage you, okay, if you know what's the reason MCPD, okay, try to improve your reading, try to see whether other oil also contain MCPD or not. If other oil contain MCPD, they will lead to the same result as well. So, but the thing is, okay, as I said, okay, the scientists in Malaysia, the even MPOB in Malaysia, we don't deny the presence of MCPD, and the government, okay, has been very supportive, okay, in giving funds, okay, to for that the local scientists they can find a solution for 3 MCPD. It's actually an ongoing process. So, and another thing also you have to remember, okay, food, okay, any food if we take in a moderate amount, okay, they will have the same effect. But the things if you take in a large amount, okay, even rice also if you take in a large amount, they will have some negative effect as well. Same goes for the cooking oil or this thing. So we have to take in moderate amount. So it should be okay, right? So I think yeah, that's it. That's my answer for that. Thank you.
Okay, next one. In pharmacology, mouse model was widely used by Western scientists to test the effect of palm oil on cancer growth. Can this be really reflected on human?
Okay. I'll answer lah because I'm from ARPOS, right? So the academic people, right? Okay, now, okay, first of all, this is not my field. Okay, I don't do pharmacology things. Okay, but what I know from biotechnology, okay, basically, okay, we will choose an animal, okay, which is easy to be monitored in the lab. That's the first thing we always do. Okay, the thing is, okay, why even not even cancer, okay, we use a lot of like a mice, even we use a rabbit, all this, right? So each of them have a different reason. Okay, but the thing is, mice actually it's not any mice. It's not that mice that we use at home. Okay, they have a special species for it. Okay, and these mice, okay, they have a certain characteristic which is almost similar to human. Right. Okay. So that's why we use this particular mice as a test lah. Okay. There's a other ethical issue. Okay, which I don't want to elaborate. Okay. On the use of animal testing. Okay. But the thing is, the reason they use mice, one, they actually sum up some of the system of the mice. Okay, they can represent similar to what human has. Okay. And the next actually is easy to grow them. Okay, easy to maintain them in a lab. That's why we use mice as a thing. Okay. So can be reflected. Yes, some is possibly can be reflected. That's why we use a mice as our test study. Thank you.
Move on from the next question. Why the benefits of palm oil did not widely gain recognition from the communities?
Okay, just one very simple answer. Bad news sells. So I'm pretty sure that every one of us here, we are most likely to listen to, bad news or, controversial news. I think that actually makes things more viral compared to, good news or even positive stories. So that's how it is.
It's true. Controversy sells. That's the human nature. Okay. But I think MPOC are doing a good job in promoting work on the palm oil. So I think we as a Malaysian, we have to support MPOC as well in their thing, okay? Because we Malaysian benefited a lot from the palm oil. The whole country benefited from palm oil.
How do palm oil industry contribute to climate change itself, and what initiatives are they doing to mitigate said phenomena from worsening in the near future?
So, okay, for the climate change, okay, as I said, okay, the government has come up with a lot of policy, okay. Previously, we don't even have our own standard. We follow RSPO, okay, and then now we have our own standard MSPO in Malaysia, okay, to govern, okay, and also one of the policy, one of the key, in palm oil mill actually is the POMI itself, okay. So DOE is strengthening their regulations, okay, and DOE is actually strengthening their mitigation and also their all these things, okay, and that's why the government comes up with the we cannot have an open ponding treatment, all these things, right? So a lot of research are going on, okay, and then even the industry also they adapting covered lagoon, okay, they actually capture the methane, all these things, right? So the work is going, okay, and also the industry itself, okay, the palm oil industry itself, as I said earlier, okay, they're changing their processing way. To reduce the carbon footprint, to reduce the water footprint. Okay, they actually reducing the overall greenhouse emission. So it's ongoing research. Okay, and if you compare for the last 5 years, there's a lot of changes. There's a lot of changes. Even we see GLT also, they actually into a lot biogas based research. Plants, okay, throughout Malaysia. So I think it's an ongoing process. It's never one time solution. Okay, there's always room for improvement from day to day.
Okay, to add on to what Dr. P has mentioned earlier, on the policy side, one of the main policy change that's going to happen is the cap or the limit of the plantation area from 5.8, we are now at 5.8 million hectares to about 6.5 million hectares. So there's about 700,000 hectares left that are available for future planting. And then another policy is also to to stop deforestation. So the upcoming plantations would have to be in areas that is degraded land. And then we also talked about, earlier on, we mentioned about, what do you call, biomethane, methane capture, as well as all the other, technologies downstream that's being implemented right now or in the future.
Anything else need to add? If not, I'll move on to the next question. With renewable resources being prioritized compared to palm oil, unrenewable, will this affect the economic state of the industry in any way in the future?
Okay, maybe you and Dr. Pierre.
Yeah, it's Miss Anna. Go ahead, Miss Anna.
Actually, this question is a little bit irrelevant because palm oil industry is actually a renewable industry, so it actually does not affect the economic state of industry.
Yeah, we grow it, grow palm oil, so it's not that it's going to, it's like a fossil fuel, so we have a limited resources, something like that. So we can actually keep on growing. So yeah, when come to this thing, actually it's good. We go towards renewable resources, okay, because we want to uplift the sustainability agenda, okay. So as I said earlier, okay, we want to meet our current needs, okay. It's not we want to neglect neglect our needs, okay, but at the same time we make sure our future generation also will have resources for themselves. So going for renewable resources is always a good thing. So I think everybody just try a little bit. Okay, you change a little bit from you move toward renewable resources will be very helpful as a community.
Can the carbon emissions emitted from the flare being captured? What's the challenges in doing so?
Ms. Jana is here? Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Yes, I'm
Miss Anna.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
For that
In that case,
question,
I'll
thank
answer
you.
this. Okay. Now, let's say we have a methane. Okay. So methane will we use a gas turbine. Okay, and then we convert it into the energy. Okay. So it's basically it's a kind of combustion process. Okay. Coupled with electricity generation. Okay. So a combustion process will lead to the production of CO2. Okay, the carbon dioxide. Okay. And the carbon dioxide, okay, we can actually have a lot technology we call as a CCUS, okay, carbon capture and utilization and storage as well, okay, where some try to, they capture the carbon dioxide, okay, and then they make it maybe into a solid, or they try to make it a new product from the carbon dioxide, okay, through maybe convert to other value added chemical, okay, and in our project in UKM-YSD, we try to absorb the carbon dioxide, okay, using algae technology, where we are promoting a photosynthesis, okay, where the algae will absorb the CO2 and convert to oxygen, and then they form the biomass, which have a value added, okay. So the key here is actually CCUS, okay, carbon capture and utilization and storage technique, okay. So there are a lot of things on this, okay. I think you can also explore on this as well. Yeah.
Is it possible to recycle king palm oil to create a new palm oil that is guaranteed safe for the consumers?
Okay, so at the moment, okay, from what I know, okay, there's a lot of companies, okay, they collect your palm oil after you use the cooking oil, okay, they collect it, okay, they will usually they will convert it into biodiesel. So basically what, okay, they collect, okay, and then they will remove all the impurities, okay, and then they use maybe the trans esterification process, okay, and then they convert it to biodiesel. We don't recommend the reuse bag, okay, repacking bag, okay, into another cooking oil, okay. There are people who have done that illegally in the past, okay, but the thing is it's not recommended, okay. Why? Because the thing is after they call you reuse many times, okay, after maybe five times of cooking, okay, the structure of the and the nutrients level in the oil might be depleted. So it might be having another different, effect to the health. So we don't recommend that for the use of the used cooking oil. But the way forward for used cooking oil is really towards the use the production biodiesel. So if you are no you use cooking oil at home, okay, I strongly suggest you collect it, okay, and then you try to see the local vendor around you, okay, usually like recycle no like a besi buruk or this thing, they do collect the cooking oil, okay. I think you can get a good amount of money for per kg. I think maybe 1 or 2 ringgit per kg, which is almost half of what you're paying for the fresh cooking oil. So please look into that as well. Thank you.
Interesting. Okay, next question. Any advices on us students before stepping into a career related to palm oil industry?
Miss Anna.
Oh, okay. Okay, one thing is that try to familiarize yourself with the palm oil industry. Maybe if you are dead set on joining the industry, maybe one point of it is probably you can try to do your internships in SIMW or in IOI, KLK, all the palm oil related companies. That's one. Maybe also you can try, or for your final year project, to do something that's related to palm oil. I'm pretty sure in your universities there are, some lecturers that's working on palm oil, or even oils and fats. You can try and approach them and say you want to do some research on palm oil. Could you help me? But for me, the most important tip is to read more, understand the industry, and understand the needs of the industry and how you can actually contribute.
Okay, one more thing. Okay, this just a general idea. Okay, if you want to, for any student, okay, if you want to go to any industry, even palm oil industry, okay, the important thing is actually your skill set and also the knowledge, okay. So you have to do some homework, okay, and because palm oil is actually a big industry, they have a wide supply chain, okay, from the upstream to downstream, okay, and then you see which particular area actually suit you the best, okay, and then do some homework, okay, and then you see who are the industry player, okay, in that field, okay, because not all companies in the throughout the whole supply chain. Some might be in only a certain portion, something like that. Okay, so if you really like that area, okay, do some homework on the thing, then shoot out your CV, okay, and then good luck. Okay, if you are into research, okay, maybe you can start planning yourself. Okay, you want to do a postgraduate studies, okay, be it in Malaysia or you want to do it in outside Malaysia. Okay, maybe try to secure funding for you. Okay, and then see how things goes from there. Okay, again, without any okay, I'll invite lah. Okay, anyone. Okay, if you are students, okay, you're interested in the palm oil related research, or even you're interested with the project that I told you earlier just now, okay, please drop me an email, or you can actually contact us through the Facebook or Instagram as well. Okay, let's discuss and then we see what kind of project we can actually offer to you. Okay, we do provide scholarship for excellent student in the thing. So the chair has a scholarship for students as well. So that's all. Thank you.
A bit interested about the budget 2020 announced in 2021 on penalized international campaign against palm oil. How does it work? Is it helpful?
Actually, where do you hear this particular budget on penalizing international campaigns? Because I am not aware of it. Okay, but just some information. Every year, the government has allocated RM2 of SUS fund, meaning to say that every ton of palm oil that is produced, RM2 of that money goes to funding of MPOC. And what we do is we use this money for our, to rebut campaigns or even to have our own, international campaigns. Just so you know.
Now, and I think one more thing I would like to address here as well. I think we Malaysian, we are very calm people. Okay, we when there's a negative smearing going around, so we don't fight back with by downgrading other type of oil. So we actually always try to highlight the good thing about ours. So I don't think that we actually want to penalize others. Okay, as I said, that's our nature of nation. So they are generally calm. Okay, we are generally a peace-loving community. So I don't think even the government also will not like us to have a new confrontation. No, try to do this and that. Okay, we try to highlight what is good on our side rather than highlight the bad thing on the other side. So okay, thank you.
Is international recognition on palm oil sustainability very important? Can we just walk our path, leave our own world?
Okay, it is actually very important because right now, even say, okay, just talking about the other scenarios here, even if we just, business as usual, we continue to sell our unsustainable palm oil, you might still have countries that are willing to buy. For example, maybe you have big markets like China or India, which is not really that particular at the moment when it comes to certified sustainable palm oil, but they are actually moving towards that direction. So right now, a lot of countries are actually moving forward and recognizing that sustainability is very important. So for us as Malaysians, we should actually also, try to move forward as well, because if we don't, then there are not many countries or importer countries that want to buy our own palm oil.
Okay. Indonesia banned palm oil export in last few weeks and then reverted the ban. Was that helpful to Malaysian market? Should Malaysia also try to restrict palm oil exports so we can meet the domestic demand as food inflation is happening now?
Okay, was Indonesia's ban on palm oil exports beneficial? To some extent, it is beneficial because we are able to fill in the markets that are left by Indonesia. We are able to, sell more. But also, it comes with its own limitation. For example, in Malaysia right now, we are having, very serious labor issues, and this actually restricts our ability to produce more palm oil to meet the demand. So that's why right now, if you see the past few weeks, the price has been going up because demand is high, but we are not able to meet that demand. But should Malaysia also try to restrict palm oil exports? I think right now at the moment we are not looking towards that because the demand for domestic, domestic demand is fulfilled right now.
We hear a lot about palm oil, 3MC, PDE, sustainability, MPOC, cancer, etc. But we hear nothing about sunflower, rapeseed, soybean oil, and soybean oils. Why does it happen?
Okay. Dr. Pierre, go ahead.
No, it's okay, Miss Anna. Yeah.
Again, as I mentioned earlier, these are all bad news cells. There's not many we don't really hear a lot on sunflower because we over here in Malaysia we do consume, but we are not a big consumer unlike in Europe. So in Europe, for example, although they do consume a lot of sunflower rapeseed, but because of the fact that they are so anti-palm oil, that they started to talk bad about palm oil, but trying to maybe not talk much about sunflower.
It's a marketing lah. It's a marketing. Okay, things. Okay, NCPD, as I said, okay, is available. Okay, in all plant oil. Okay, you can find in the coconut, all these things here. They're available. Okay. And sustainability is actually something that we in local industry we are actually striving. Okay, it's actually an international movement as well. Okay, MSPO is actually a Malaysian brand. Okay, so that's why you hear about that. Okay, cancer and this thing actually is from almost every other food as well. They have a similar issue as well. So it's a thing. Okay, it's not specifically to palm oil. It's actually a thing. Yeah.
Previously, palm oil is economically competitive, but now the price of palm oil is getting higher and higher. This will make palm oil getting less competitive.
Okay, I think in terms of production, okay, productivity, okay, there is no other oil can come to near to palm oil. Okay, I think if I'm correct me, Ms. Anna, I think if it's we have a 1 hectare of oil, okay, from palm oil, okay, maybe if the next contender will be soybean, I think they need at least about 6 times more or 5 times more of land, okay, to actually achieve the same productivity. So there's no way actually other oil can actually or replace palm oil 100%. This is the thing, okay. So another thing regarding the price, okay, actually price is actually not restricted to the palm oil alone. Okay, it's actually a global event. Okay, in fact, even the wheat, okay, and then the petroleum price also is increasing. It's actually it's a global event things. Okay, so we are hearing a lot in terms of the palm oil pricing because we're in Malaysia, so we actually have a lot of noise. There's a lot of news going around here around us. Okay, the palm oil. Okay, but if you look into the trends of other vegetable oil, they are also equally increasing as well. So it's actually a global trend. It's not specifically listed to the palm oil.
Okay, to add on, actually the price of CPO is also tied up to the price of sunflower oil. So when sunflower oil also, soybean oil. So when soybean oil goes up, so is palm oil, and these are all economics of scale. So and also supply demand.
I think this one is referring to the budget 2022 itself.
Sorry, okay.
Yeah.
So this one is not to penalize. Okay, as I said, okay, this one actually to highlight our palm oil. It's not that we want to penalize other people. Okay, I think Miss Anna can elaborate more on this.
Yeah, correct. As I mentioned earlier, so this funding that we receive, it's not just last year. Actually, every year we do receive a substantial amount of budget to combat anti-palm oil campaigns, and some of this money goes towards, for example, our WTO contention. Some of this is also used to consult international organizations which would help us to spread the positive stories of palm oil. There are many other projects as well, but this funding here is basically it's not just last year, but we do receive this amount of money every year, because if not, then we wouldn't be able to function. And 20 million is actually very little, because if you're talking about international palm oil campaigns, you're talking about at least, say for example, in the region of millions of USD or millions of pounds. So 20 million is actually very little.
Okay. I think I have a question for Dr. Pierre. Is it possible? It's about the recycling cooking palm oil. Is it possible to do a lab scale experiment to revert back the cooking palm oil to the used cooking palm oil to cooking palm oil again? Like you said,
Okay.
after it's cooked, it changes the structure, but is it possible?
Okay, that is okay. So basically, even it's doable in the lab, it might not be viable in the actual industry. So I don't think I'll recommend you to recycle for the human consumption. Okay, because when come to that, you have to also think about the other nutrients as well. Okay, the nutrients which been gone. Okay, during the cooking process. Okay, the vitamins. Okay, all the phytochemicals, everything. So adding back those chemicals will be a bit more costly. Okay, to this thing. Okay, but the best actually if we can think of other processing, so other applications. Okay, so some people try to convert it into soap, okay, in a small scale. Okay, they make a soap out of the reused cooking oil. Okay, some even try to biodiesel. If you ask me whether it's possible to convert back to cooking oil, it's possible. Okay, maybe we do cleaning everything. Okay, but you might have to check all the nutrients. Okay, you might have to do the additive, all these things. So it's more like a synthetic. Okay, so personally, I don't recommend that. Okay, but if that's your interest, okay, why not? Okay, it's a science is all about curiosity. Okay, so if that's your curiosity that you want to go toward that, okay, please give a try. Maybe I might be wrong. Okay, so because science is always evolving. Okay, new things coming up. Okay, so we need young mind like you. Okay, I might be a bit not too old. Okay, but the thing I might have my own boundary here or there. Okay, you are the young one. Okay, you might have you don't know the boundary yet. Okay, so you might able to go to the new area which I don't dare to go yet. Okay, so I strongly encourage young minds. Okay, give a try. Okay, and then maybe I'll learn from you in the future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions from the attendees? If no, I pass to the next session.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Anna, for your answers.
Yeah, thank you too. To you too.
They are very smart people. A lot of questions.
Suited.
Okay. All right. That is the end of our Q&A session. Thanks, Ainin. Thank you so much to our speakers and their insights, helping to answer all our questions and gaining more knowledge in the process. It is definitely a blessing to have all of you here with us. All right. Next of all is our photo taking session. I would like to invite all of you to switch on your camera as we take some memorable photos together. Photographers and screenshotters, be ready. I will pass the mic over to Ainin for the countdown.
Don't be shy, open your camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's an annual event.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I take another one into the mod. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you to the organizer. Okay, so yeah, good luck to everyone. Okay, thank you.
Okay. That's the end of our photo taking session. So, we are almost reaching the end of our POPSIG event. But before that, let's play something fun, which is our Kahoot session. So I will be passing the floor over to Ainon for the Kahoot session itself. Ainon, are you there?
Yes. Can
All right.
you hear me?
Yes, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Sutek. A very good morning to everyone. My name is Saino Atika Abdul, and I'll be the host of POPSIG Technical University 2022 Kahoot Challenge. Dear participant, before we move on, here are a few gentle reminders. Firstly, kindly proceed to www.kahoot.com, or you can click the link in the chat box and key in the game pin 7582725 to join our Kahoot challenge. Next, insert your name with your university, for example, Ainun UiTM, and make sure your name appears on the screen. Remember to screenshot your name before playing Kahoot quiz as a proof of participation. Now, we will wait a few minutes for participants to join the session. Dear participant, come on and join us to grab the amazing prizes. There will be a 10 winners for the Kahoot session, and 50 ringgit Malaysia will be awarded to all winners. Do join us. Dear participant, before we move on, here are a few gentle reminders. Firstly, kindly proceed to www.kahoot.com, or you can click the link in the chat box and key in the game pin 7582725 to join our Kahoot challenge. Next, insert your name with your university. For example, Ainun UiTM, and make sure your name appears on the screen. Remember to screenshot your name before playing the Kahoot quiz as a proof of participation. Come on, guys. The questions are not very hard. Come and join us now. There are huge prizes waiting for you. So now we only have 18 participants. So where's the others to join the Kahoot? We waited for a few minutes for other participants. If you have any problems to enter Kahoot, you may check to our chat box at MS Team. Now we have 19 participants join the Kahoot. Currently, we have 20 participants. Dear participants, don't forget to fill in the feedback form in the chat box that provided by the committees. Dear participant, we will start the Kahoot session at 11:10 a.m. So be prepared on your phones, with your phones. All right, I think we should start now. Get ready, everyone. Now we have 23 participants who joined the Kahoot quiz. I believe most of the participants joined the quiz. So let's begin. Let's look at the first question. We ready? Which type of the agricultural product is the largest driver of deforestation? A. Soy. B. Beef, palm oil, or forestry product? So we have 70 answers. Where the others? Okay. 19, 20. All right. Other three people? Other three participants? Which type of agricultural product is larger drivers of deforestation? Soy, beef, palm oil, or forestry product? All right. So, which one is the correct answer? Let's see. Yes, the answer is B. So the correct one who answer is 6 people. Move on to the next question. Wow, Kenny is the first place at this scoreboard. Next question. We move on to the next question. What is the function of Malaysian Palm Oil Council MPOC? Research and development, certification, licensing, or promotion and marketing? Let's see who will the winners on the scoreboard. Research and development, certification, licensing, or promotion and marketing? Yes, there are 8 winners on the second question. Who will be on the first place? Kenji or Fredericks? Alright, congrats to Frederick. Next question, which of the following projects is not carried out by the Malaysian Palm Oil Green Conservation Foundation, MPOGCF? First, mangrove tree planting, Bornean elephant conservation, 1 million tree planting, and tiger conservation. I repeat, is not carried out by Malaysian Palm Oil Green Conservation. Where's the 2 others participants? Right, let's see the scoreboard again. So the answer is mangrove tree planting. Let's see the scoreboard. Wow, Frederick is still at the top players, followed by SY. Congratulations. Next question. How many principles are there in the latest version of Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil Certification Scheme 2022? 3, 5, 7, or 10? How many principles are there in the latest version of the Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil Certification Scheme? Let's see the answers. All right. So the answer is 5. Congratulations to 12 people who answered it correctly. Let's see the scoreboard again. Wow, SY is the first place now. Congratulations. Let's move on to other question. Which of the following wildlife species is not associated with the palm oil industry? Is not associated. Orangutan, lion, tiger, Bornean elephant. Which one, guys? Which of the following wildlife species is not associated with the palm oil industry? Orangutan, lion, tiger, or Bornean elephant? Let's see the answers. Wait. Three, two, one. So the answer is lion. Congratulations to 18 participants who answered correctly. So the scoreboard, see that. So SY still is in the top players, followed by Frederick and Lin Yok Seong. Next. Which of the following gases present in biogas? Carbon dioxide, CO2, methane, oxygen, or hydrogen sulfide? A, 1, 2, and 3. B, 1, 2, and 4. C, 1, 3, and 4. And D, 2, 3, and 4. Which one, guys? Which of the following gases present in biogas? Carbon dioxide, CO2, methane, CH4, oxygen, O2, hydrogen sulfide, H2S. 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 4, 1, 3, and 4, or 2, 3, and 4. Let's see the answers. Congratulations to 15 participants who answered is correctly. The answer is 1, 2, and 4. Wow, SY still is still the top player, followed by Frederick and Lin Yok Seong. Next question. Biogas cannot generate heat, energy, water, fertilizer. Biogas cannot generate heat, energy, water, or fertilizer. Biogas cannot generate heat, energy, water, or fertilizer. So the answer is water. Biogas cannot generate water. Let's see the scoreboard again. Wow, Frederick now is the top players, followed by SY and Lin Yok Seong, Albert Lee, and Yu Ming. Next question. What is the GLTS key driver to address goal 12 in the SDG? My Hijau certification, My Green Certification, FIT Tariff, Suruhanjaya Tenaga License. What is the GLTS key driver to address Goal 12 in SDG, Sustainable Development Goal? My Hijau Certification, My Green Certification, FIT Tariff, or Suruhanjaya Tenaga License? Come on, guys. Where's the others? Only 19 answers. Right, the answer is My Hijau Certification. Congratulations to 13 participants. Through the scoreboard, see that? Wow, Frederick is still the top player. Frederick and SY, Lin Yok Seong, Albert Lin, and Yu Min. Congratulations. Next. Nice. Solve the problem given. A palm oil mill generates 0.7 meter cubic of effluent for every metric ton of FFB processed. What is the minimum requirement of biochemical oxygen demand BOD value of the effluent to be discharged to the environment based from environmental quality at 1977? It is not a calculation, guys, only a fact. A, 200 milligram per liter, B, 15 milligram per liter, C, 10 milligram per liter, and D, 100 milligram per liter. A palm oil mill generates 0.7 meter cubic of effluent for every metric ton of FFB processed. What is the minimum requirement of biochemical oxygen demand BOD value of the effluent to be discharged to the environment based from environmental quality at 1977? 200 milligram per liter, 50 milligram per liter, 10 milligram per liter, or 100 milligram per liter? Let's see the answers. Now we have 19 answers. 20, 21. Four, three, two, one. Let's see the scoreboard. Oh, sorry. Let's see the answers. 100 milligram per liter. Let's see who's still the top player. Wow, SY and SY again and Frederick. All right, next question. 10 question. What is biogas? A biogas is a form of energy that harnesses the power of water in motion, such as water flowing over a waterfall to generate electricity. B. Biogas is the mixture of gases produced by the breakdown of organic matter in the absence of oxygen. And C. The energy that comes from the temperature of the heated substance. What is biogas? A form of energy that harnesses the power of water in motion, such as water flowing over a waterfall to generate electricity. Or biogas is the mixture of gases produced by the breakdown of organic matters in the absence of oxygen. Or the energy that comes from the temperature of the heated substance. Which one is the answers? The answer is biogas is a mixture of gases produced by the breakdown of organic matter in the absence of oxygen. Congratulations to 70 participants. Next. Wow, SY is the top player, guys. Where's the others? And Ling Yok Seong at the third place, Frederick at the second place. Next question. Now we move on to the 11th question. What are the bioenergy carrier can be produced from two-stage anaerobic fermentation? A. Biogas and bioammonia. B. Biohydrogen and biomethanol. C. Biomethane and biohydrogen. And D. Biogas and bioethanol. What are the bioenergy carriers can be produced from two-stage anaerobic fermentation? A. Biogas and bioammonia. B. Biohydrogen and biomethanol. C. Biomethane and biohydrogen. And D. Biogas and bioethanol. Right, let's see the answer. The answer is biomethane and biohydrogen. Congratulations to 11 participants. Next, we move. Let's see the scoreboard. Wow, SY and Ling Yok Seong at the top as the top players. Next question. What is the full name of ARPOS? Society of Academic Research on Palm Oil Sustainability, or Academic Research on Palm Oil Sustainability, or Advanced Research on Palm Oil Sustainability, or Malaysian Academic Research on Palm Oil Sustainability? The answer is Malaysian Academic Research on Palm Oil Sustainability. Congratulations to 5 participants. Next. Now we have 3 more questions, and SY is still as a top players. Next. All right. What is the number designated to the UN SDG Sustainable Consumption and Production? A. 12, B. 2, 3, C. 13, and D. 18. What is the number designated to the UN SDG Sustainable Development Goals Sustainable Consumption and Production? A. 12, B. 2, C. 13, and D. 18. Now we only have 16 answers from participants. Where's the others? What is the number designated to the UN SDG Sustainable Consumption and Production? A. 12, B. 2, C. 13, and D. 18. Let's see the answers. Five, four, three, two, one. The answer is 12. Congratulations to 14 participants. Next question. Next, let's see the scoreboard. Wow, SY still at the top player, following by Ling Yok Seong, Albert, Frederick, and Yai Kat Yaw. Next question, we have only 2 questions more. What is the advantage of hydrogen as an energy carrier? The abundance of hydrogen in nature. B, ease of storage. C, highest energy content per unit. And D, low density. What is the advantage of hydrogen as an energy carrier? The abundance of hydrogen in nature, ease of storage, highest energy content per unit, or low density. Where's the other 2 participants? All right, now we have 22 answers. All right, the answer is highest energy content per unit. Congratulations to 15 participants. Next, we move on. All right, let's see the scoreboard first. Oh, Ling Yok Seong is at the first place, followed by Albert and SY. Next, we have only 1 question left, which is the last question. Which of the following biomass is not associated with the palm oil industry? A, palm dead seed. B, palm mesocarp fiber. C, palm empty fruit bunch. And D, palm kernel cake. Which of the following biomass is not associated with the palm oil industry? Is not associated. Palm dead seed, palm mesocarp fiber, palm empty fruit bunch, or palm kernel cake. Let's see the answers. The answer is palm dead seed. Congratulations to 16 participants. Now, let's see the winners of the Kahoot challenge. The second runner-up goes to Frederick. Congratulations. The first runner-up goes to Albert Ling. And the winner is Ling Yok Seong. Congratulations. And the runner-up for at the 4th place is SY. Don't forget to screenshot to claim your prize. Attention to all 10 winners for the Kahoot station. Don't forget to screenshot your places to claim your prize. Remember to take a screenshot of Kahoot quiz podium as a proof. Thank you for your cooperation. Now I will pass to SUTEC to carry on the session. Thank you so much.
All right. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we have come to the end of our event. Thank you so much for participating. Again, a kind reminder to all participants to fill in the feedback form for your attendance and e-certificate purposes. The feedback form is in the meeting chat for your review with the sign of important so that you don't miss it. Okay, thank you so much for your attention and cooperation. Again, please be reminded to fill in the feedback form. We really appreciate all of you for being here with us today, and I hope to see everyone in the near future. This is Siutek from Curtin University signing off. Stay safe and have a nice day. Bye-bye. Yes, for the Kahoot session, it would be wise to show the top 6 to 10th if possible.
You mean share to the screen?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, Ainin, can you send the feedback form again to the chat for everyone's? For the Kahoot session, because the ending screen doesn't show your place. All right, the feedback form has been shared again to the chat.
All right. This is the 10 winners for the Kahoot session. The first winner is Lok Yong Xiong, Albert, second Albert Lee, Frederick S.Y., Yi Kai Ya, Yumi, Kenji, Suti, Panda, and Zeza.
All right, we have our winners. So what do the winners have to do? Who do they contact?
For the Kahoot session, the committee will be contact all the winners, but they need to provide the screenshot of their places.
All right, I'm sure that this can be settled. So for the feedback form, are we showing the QR code or are they just clicking the link? A gentle reminder, please fill in the feedback form for e-certificate purposes and your attendance. Thank you. All right, the QR code for the feedback form has been shown in the slide here. You can either click the link in the chat or scan the QR code with your camera to access the form and fill it in. It only takes around 15 seconds, so it should be fine. Hello, participants. If you are still here, again, one more reminder to either scan the QR code or use the link in the meeting chat to access the Google form, for your attendance and e-certificate purposes. Thank you. All right, for those of you who are still here and know yourselves that you have won the Kahoot session games, the top 10 winners, please email your screenshot with your full name and university to our POPSIG secretarial email at popsigmalaysia@gmail.com as shown in the chat below. We hope to hear from you soon to collect your prize. If any of your friends have already left the meeting, but you know that they won, you can also share this with them to let them know that they won. And this is the mode of communication that we will be accepting their rewards. An announcement will also be made soon. So keep on a lookout. That is all. All right, as shown in the chat, an announcement on the top 10 winners will also be announced on Instagram, including our POPSIG Instagram itself. You can do follow to learn more and also for contacting purposes. Thank you. All right, that marks the end of the event. Thank you so much for those who are still here. We can all leave the meeting now. Thank you very much. Have a nice day ahead.